Poe, a person who loved and cared for the author ever since he was a baby. The author shared some heartwarming stories of many things Poe did for him. But who is Poe? I was only 2.5 months old when I met Poe. The time was November 1978. The place was Grandpa's house in Tapai, Taiwan. My mom took me with her to Taiwan for a visit. She could not wait to show off her brand new baby boy to all the friends and relatives back home. At first sight, Poe picked me up from mom's arms and as if I were Poe's firstborn. I made quite an impression on everybody there because I was crying as if I had been stabbed by a sharp pin. Having just been on an 15-hour flight, Mom was too exhausted to calm me down, so Poe held me and cuddled me so that Mom could get some rest. Walking and rocking me back and forth in the living room throughout the night, Poe was finally able to put me sleep. Poe must have had been very sore arms and feet that first time we met. Although I was too young to actually remember anything, I could just picture it in my mind. Years later, when mom told me about it, my next meeting with Poe took place when I was 2 years old. Ma was offered a teaching job at a private university in Taiwan. We stayed at Grandpa's four-bedroom flat in Taipei. Po lived there too. I had a severe nose bleeding problem at first. For some unknown reasons, my nose would bleed heavily at least 2 to 3 times a day. Both mom and Po were very worried. Mom took me to many doctors, but none of them seemed to help. Po asked around among many friends and found out about an experienced Chinese herbal doctor. Mom decided to give it a try. After the herbal doctor had felt my pulse from both wrists, he wrote a long prescription in Chinese characters. Mom told me that there were at least 20 herbs included in the prescription, but that was nothing compared to what we had to do with the prescription afterwards. Mom bought home a huge bag of herbs which had been carefully measured and mixed and separately packed and sealed at the herb store. Get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start simmering one pack of the herb for 4 hours every day became a ritual for mom and Po. It was very important that the heart and the amount of water, that the heat and the amount of water be just right all time so that the medicine would work properly. Since mom had a busy schedule at university, Po offered to do it all alone so that mom could concentrate on her teaching. It was very difficult to make drink 3 times a day after meals, the dark brown liquid made from all herbs. I am sure it was the most horrible tasting medicine that anybody has ever had to take. I was only 2 years old and was way beyond reasoning. It took great effort and patience to get the medicine carefully prepared. It took our even greater effort along with some magic to actually message to get the yucky liquid into that stubborn little mouth of mine 3 times a day. By the end of the 8th month, I was completely cured. Poe, on the other hand, had lost about 20 pounds. Mm, Though we returned to America after one year, Poe and I have met many times since then. Mom continued to go back to Taiwan for short term teaching assignments. She took me with her at least once a year, and we got to spend a lot of time with Po on each visit. Every time we came back to the States, our suitcases would be overflowing with food, clothes, and toys that Po had bought for us. When Po saw us off at the airport, I could not hide my feelings very well. Trying to cheer me up, Po said, "Don't be sad." Po said, "Don't be sad, Abby. We will see each other again sooner than you think. Besides, we will always be together in our hearts." However, I I detected some shakiness in Poe's voice and tears in Poe's eyes. Poe was invented by mom and dad to come. Poe was invited by mom and dad to come visit us in the States. I was so excited that I could not sleep the night before. The day Poe arrived, mom and dad took me to the San Francisco International Airport. I was going to give Po a big hug, but Po called out, "Oh, be careful, Abby. I have got my hands full." In Po's hands was my favorite Chinese pastry that weighed about 30 pounds. Po had insisted on hand carrying it halfway around the world so that the delicious and delicate pastry would stay fresh and look nice, not squeezed or smashed. I could just write a whole book about the nice things that Poe had done for me, but I can never fully express my appreciation for Poe. Poe is the most caring and loving person that I have ever known, besides my own parents. By the way, Poe is 72 years old now. She is my mother. As a matter of fact, Po is the Chinese word for grandma. Thank you so much for watching.